There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of dancing right now, but I am at a dance after the church with all kinds of wonderful decor. There's a lot of conversation. This is what it looks like.
Well, good morning. There's been a lot that I didn't get to document, but I met somebody on Sunday who I see as a friend. This poor guy, he'd been through so much that it influenced him into nihilism. You know, not giving about anything. And yes, it is valid to have your types and preferences too. And happened to be a fellow neurodivergent brethren. I could tell, but I wasn't sure. So I did skirt around a little bit because that can be sensitive for some people, potentially, while some others have no problem talking about it. I certainly don't have a problem talking about it. No problem being open about it. And certainly see nothing to be ashamed of regarding it, either, despite the varying, often wrongful, assumptions some may have. So we talked about a lot of each other's good and bad, and some of it downright ugly. He seemed like a great enough guy underneath all the hurt, pain, pent-up anger, trauma. This is I definitely am continuing to work towards getting a car and license. Maybe I'll get to the level of mastery that would allow me to easily bring things forth to fruition by specific dates or timelines. That's what manifesting on purpose is for, of course. And that's what many people think of when they think of manifesting something. They think of manifesting on purpose, rather than unconsciously, or even subconsciously. I have more research about that to even do. And it was time for a new Manny, because what I had on before, the American, was lifting, peeling to the point where on this hand, all I had to do was buff it, and it came off. But on the other hand, I had to use some of my remover, my gel remover that makes it peel. The object was to just clear up what I had already been pushing back, rolling back manually as far as the dead cuticle goes, and just using a cone and another bit to, you know the drill if you are a manicurist, and especially if you use anything akin to the Russian style, which I've been using, which is a bit faster, and you can use water at the end to help clean off the dust. I still gotta get that one cleaning bit. But enough about the Russian manicures. This is what I got on for Easter, with an accent around the cuticle on this hand. And I definitely was inspired to go French, since I did American last time. So much to do, so little time. I also placed a bet that I pursue the motorcycle. Since I'm also planning to get a three-wheeler, my bet is that I get that first, and then I get the car after that. Because the mechanics of the motorcycle are similar to a trike, which I'm planning to get a motor trike rather than the two wheels, since it's much more stable that way. And there are plenty of choices to choose from, and if I get a license, I'm not limited to 50 cc's. So yeah, that's the plan on that, all in a bid to fulfill the desire to become more self-ambulatory, rather than having to rely chiefly on transportation services all the time. Because while it is true that both things can indeed add up, that adds up a lot. Really adds up a lot, and that can limit your budget if you're continually having to use those kinds of services. Buddy, cat's out there resting. My roommate, whom I would much rather see healthy, fully embracing herself, romantic and sexual side and all. I would rather see her doing that than what she's been doing, bending herself to please whomever she's with. See, she is not naturally mono. Without being in too much detail, in some ways she is more like me than she has thought herself to be. But I'll let her tell the rest of it herself. And I would rather see her embrace her true self, because when she does, this will help solve the other issues people have had with this roommate. She will stop making fun of others. She will stop talking about others behind their back, because she will have more joy and happiness for herself. She's already a magnet to begin with, but will become even more so the moment she starts fully embracing who she is and continuously working on her self-worth. Then, only then, can she align herself to her preferred timelines. But enough roommate talk. Now, I understand that this kind of a thing, even when you're matching yourself to preferred timelines, is not something that is forced, but is work that is continuously done on yourself, and the timelines themselves continually stuck with. Pardon my jumbling. I guess that'll be all for now until and unless something else comes up later. There wasn't really anything to take a picture of, but Buddy's yowling in there because he caught a rabbit and didn't finish the kill. Hold on, I'll be right back.
My roommate came back to put the bunny outside, thank God, because I didn't want Buddy to be able to finish the job, even though I understand it's his instinct. And he wants to give us a gift. Our little hunter boy. He's just a big baby and a hunter boy. Here he is. What? What? He was sniffing around and then he went, ow, ow. Like, damn it. Where's the rabbit? They took it away. I can imagine that the staff are going to have a field day over that one. Damn. I'll be right back. Well, I'm finally back after the bunny incident. Luckily, we got the bunny out alive. And yeah, fair point that Easter's on its way. But one thing I didn't see coming is a colleague / potential partner passing away on Friday. I did not see that coming. In fact, nobody saw that coming. 32 years old. That is like way too soon. Way too poor man. He has children from a previous relationship. Now what are they going to do? Surely. I can't imagine how distressed they all must be. His mom, whom I also was getting close to, in fact, all three of us were getting kind of close. We were taking time, getting to know each other, and I was getting ready to... I was taking my time until I would transfer to Flex. I was supposed to do that in May, and then what happened with the damn road test. You know what I'm talking about. But this is no time to be throwing in the towel. Those poor people. It's awful. Absolutely awful. Well, yes, I did get a few new products to try out. Brushes. And a stick shadow. I was expecting it to be a darker brown, but it's actually more of a medium to light neutral brown. But you definitely can use it as a base, that's for sure. For your daily look, if you want to go somewhat smoked like what I did today, since I felt like getting smoked up with it, you can do that. Oh yeah. That twitch has been going on off and on for a while. It happens every now and again, not every day. I'm not having any other symptoms at all. And no, it definitely doesn't come with the halos. I've read about the halo system and spirituality. The occasional twitching has nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with blood pressure or nothing like that. I'm figuring out how to use those. And it doesn't even matter what I eat or drink. The halo system is there, that's for sure. Does anyone else have a halo system coming on? Or had theirs activated? If so, go ahead and sound off in the comment section, what have you. And yes, it's just a layer of Vitagel beneath a French mani. And an accent of rhinestones for Easter. If someone's starting from this point. Neutral moments on top of desert sand. Quite simple, but next time I may just do the base and then set it with one shade liner, mascara after the brows and everything else. But I just didn't feel up to putting base down. Plus, I don't think I would have had the time if I did. But yeah, I guess that's all for now. And if more comes up later, then it comes up later. Yeah, see you guys later. All this came from the Dollar Tree since I wanted to make something special for Easter. And since she loves blue, and I got her a green basket, so I thought that would fit best for her. I added a lot of warm in order to complement the green and the blue, to give it a lot of dimension. And all of this came from the Dollar Tree. All I gotta do is select some eggs. Well, I already did that, but how this may help me to fit them all in, we shall see. Hold on. I could fit them all in, but it's kind of covering up some of the flowers, but it's still keeping true to the complementing warm and cold with the green. See? You can still see it now. I'm gonna fill that up with some treats. I also used some yarns I had lying around that I picked up while on a variable shift to the Salvation Army. Here we are. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And they all fit. They all fit in there. I wonder how filling it up with the candies will affect it. It might. We will see. But overall, I like the way it turned out. I really love how it turned out, and I know that she will too. It's just gorgeous, especially with the mix of metallic and mermaid iridescent chrome. I could almost see her maybe bursting into joyful tears because it's that pretty. I think it is. I know she'll think it is.